is the McCain Doctrine surging thousands of more American troops into Iraq. I think that's a mistake. Anybody who's paying attention knows that there is no military solution to what's happening in Iraq. The only solution is a political solution. And at the end of the day, it's the Iraqis themselves who have control of their destiny. They have to decide whether they're going to have a government that's representative of all Iraqis, whether the Sunnis are going to be included, whether there's actually going to be a political solution. So, just to be clear about this, my view is that we have to make it clear that we're turning responsibility over to them. We have to make it clear to everyone in the world that we're going to leave Iraq, and the best way to make that clear is to actually start leaving, which is what I think. Although it's a dominant, enormous issue for America and the world right now, it is not the only issue to restoring America's moral leadership. You know, you look at the issues that exist all around the world. First of all, the world needs to see from us that we actually understand our responsibility. And as the most powerful nation on the earth, we don't just have a responsibility to ourselves. We have a responsibility to humanity. And when we fail to meet that responsibility, there are consequences. And we've seen the consequences. This is not, you know, there's such good things for us to do out there in the world. I'm going to talk about a few of them in just a minute. But the truth of the matter is, this is not just a feel-good thing. I'd love to feel good again. I bet most of you would. But it is not just a feel-good thing. Because it is not too much to say that the future of the world is at stake. Because it is. You know, when America is not leading, we are the stabilizing force in the world. And when we don't have the capacity to lead, when the rest of the world doesn't come to us in times of crisis, when Iran, Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, tries to get a nuclear weapon, when Kim Jong-il is testing both weapons and nuclear weapons and missiles in North Korea, when Hezbollah is attacking the Israelis and fighting is going on in the Middle East, if the world doesn't rally around the United States of America, they have no place to rally. And there is no central force that stabilizes the world. So this is not some abstract, feel-good thing. If we want to be safe and we want the world to be safe, we have to provide that stabilization. We, America, do. And that will not happen unless we actually have moral authority in the world. But one thing that's been proven beyond, I believe, beyond any doubt in the last 6 years, is raw power alone does not make you a leader. And the world look at the opportunities for greatness for America. Really, right now, there's a genocide going on in Western Sudan. That's what this bracelet is that I have on. Western Sudan and Darfur. Hundreds of thousands of people have been killed at the hands of the Janjaweed militia. The Janjaweed militia supported by the Sudanese government. The Sudanese government propped up by the Chinese, buying oil from Sudan. And America declared this a genocide. That's great. What have we done about it? What have we done? We said after Rwanda, we'll never let this happen again. Some of you remember the phrase, not on our watch? There's a genocide going on our watch, right in front of us right now. Where is the United States of America? Where are we? There are thousands of children who will be born, not tomorrow, today, in Africa with AIDS, simply because their mother can't afford a $4 dose of medicine. How can the richest nation on the planet stand by and watch that happen? How can we let that happen? Poverty in America, which I'm going to say something about, as I've spent a lot of time on it over the last couple of years. Poverty in America is actually very mild compared to poverty around the world. And I know all of you know this already. But I had a personal experience. I went to spend some time in the slums outside of Delhi about a year ago, actually, a little over a year ago. And the things I saw there made it hard for me to sleep, honestly. I mean, the conditions in which people live. You know, you walk down these little alleys and there's open sewage and animals everywhere, and people literally stacked into these rooms that go up on each side. And finally I came up on this little opening, and it was about the size of this roped off area right here in the middle. And there were these 4 blankets on the pavement, the broken pavement. And there were kids sitting on each blanket. And it was the same kind of conditions. There was sewage everywhere, flies, animals. And finally I figured out these children were in school. This was their school. And I walked out of there, and all I could think to myself is, where is my country? Where is America?